She
Good morning. We're live. Welcome to BlackUSA.News Donnie Glover Show. We're here with a local legend. You know, it was a couple of years back. I was minding my own business. Got a phone call from the Pi Omega chapter of Omega Psi Phi. You know, that was the first fraternity that I ever saw. I'll never forget it. I was a teenager up in Mondawmin. And these brothers came through with the military garb on. They were stepping on that thing there. Come to find out that was Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Omega Psi Phi till the day I die.
That's right. That's right.
Nonetheless, we met this wonderful gentleman here, Mr. Ed Hill. How are you, Ed Hill?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for the invite.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a lot going on. A lot going on.
So tell us about your spot, man.
Well, there's a couple of things. Right now,
What's the name of it?
So let me get into it. So Friends Grill, located right near the stadium. It's at 737 Carroll Street. It really is it's a passion of mine to create a business. Cooking is my passion. The whole bar life has always been my passion. My profession.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah.
I have never heard you say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I can look at you and tell you ain't no vegan or nothing, but
yeah. So you gotta understand, my family. We grew up in. My mother's from Birmingham, Alabama, and so she cooked for the five of us on a regular basis, including her extended family. So everything I've learned is through my mother, and so we have.
My mother stopped cooking at I was about 13. She said you're on your own.
No.
So she cooking on Sundays, and after that you're on your own.
No. Even to the point where even when she couldn't cook anymore, she was like, "That just don't taste right." I said, "No, it don't taste right." But she's 86 now and been cooking ever since I've known her. But let me just get to what we are. I know you called me one time when I said, "What's this Be More Inc?" and I kind of chuckled because you was like, "I'm the only Be More in Baltimore." I said,
I didn't say it like
yeah,
that.
you did. You was angry as heck. So I started Be More Inc. and it really is an acronym, and it's an acronym for Baltimore, Maryland Organization for Revitalizing Entrepreneurship. And it is key that we start owning who we hire, what we hire. Like, we have to build our own businesses. And so profession, like I said, I am an IT person by profession. Been in the IT field for over 30 years. But one of the things I wanted to do was start buying real estate and also opening businesses where I have the power to hire and fire. I have the power to train people in the field of hospitality, technology, entertainment. Those are all the things that we try to do here at Be More Inc. And one of our first endeavors within Baltimore is Friends Grill. And you'll find that most of the people that we hire at Friends Grill, we call it the hard to hire. We that's who we hire. That's who we look for. So if we know of individuals that are looking for jobs, we try to bring them in and train them and get them right. That is the mission. That is the ultimate mission.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through this location again. Where are you located? Down by the stadium?
Yeah. So if anybody know, it used to be called Pigtown. Now they try to give it another name, but it's Pigtown, and it's right behind the Dollar General. Is where it's on Carroll and Barry, right in the corner of Carroll and Barry, and that's where Friends Grill is located. And we're open every day from Thursday to Sunday. We're probably one of the best Sunday brunches you can have. Where we go to the fish and grits, like I said, taking it back down to the south, where we have the shrimp and grits and the chicken and waffles, and as you know, Super Bowl is coming up this week, so we're definitely trying to do a lot with the whole Super Bowl. But Donnie, I also want to kind of, if you can give me an opportunity, there's something that's coming to
Baltimore. Well, I got to slow you down for a second because I see you're an engineer, right?
I am a software developer, technology by trade. Yes, BS in mathematics, minor in computer science.
So what do you know about the metaverse?
Oh, it's not the metaverse, it's the metaverse. Okay, it is.
I'm Donnie Glover, man. It's the metaverse. Okay.
you know, I am, like I said, I'm old school, so I'm learning more about the whole metaverse of how people are interacting. The whole Bitcoin and everything else. So I don't want to get into something that I'm not truly well versed in.
Well,
But
let me
I
tell you
introduce
this
you
thing.
to it. Go ahead.
This show is in the metaverse.
It's in the metaverse. Okay, define that.
And one of our key sponsors is StemCityUSA.com with Dr.
Mhm.
Tyrone Taborn.
Okay, good
Are
stuff.
you
Good stuff.
familiar with him?
I am not. Every time I come on, you introduce me to people. You introduce me
Well,
to
let me
Aziz.
tell you,
Yes, go ahead.
Be More News has been around 20 years.
Hmm.
Dr. Tyrone Taborn's publications, including Black Engineer and Hispanic Engineer, have been around for some 36 years.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, next weekend kicks off his Black Engineer of the Year Awards, and we call it BEA. Move over a little bit, Tony. He looks a little frozen there. Is he there? You saw he's a software guy too. Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
All right. So I was just telling him what the STEM City is, that this show is in the metaverse. All right, I'm gonna need you to let go of the camera now. Let it go. Don't touch it. There you got me getting dizzy here. All right. So the metaverse is we use the virtual reality goggles, the Oculus goggles. So we're watching this show in the metaverse now. And big ups again to Dr. Tyrone Taborn. His BEA is next week, Black Engineer of the Year Awards. Now, he did it for 25 years here in Baltimore, but when Baltimore started getting a little ungrateful, he just simply moved it to other cities, other states. He also has the Women in Technology Conference down in Atlanta, and again, those magazines. So Dr. Tyrone Taborn, his office is down in Scarlet Place. You're familiar with him, aren't you, Tony Randall?
Yes, for sure.
Well, we got to introduce Ed Hill to him because he's in the IT field, and there's no need of him not knowing the man who's done so much over 36 years to close that digital divide. But Tony, welcome to the show, and thank you both for your support of this network. Tony, you organize this whole thing. Why don't you set the stage for us as we go into this CIAA week?
All right, I did set the stage for. Well, first of all, good morning. Thanks for having me, Donnie. You said set the stage for you. Ed and I had been talking about the CIAA week. What, Ed? How long? Long time ago.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. We talked about working together to see how we could collaborate and make some things happen during that week. Since there's going to be a lot of people in town, we wanted to give folks an opportunity to experience Baltimore, all of the things that we do here, live entertainment, great food, and so forth. I don't, and I apologize for coming in late on this.
It's okay. CIAA is coming up next week, right?
2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Well,
two weeks. The week of the 21st.
All right. And that's a basketball tournament featuring HBCUs, correct?
Right, at the Royal Farm Theater.
And that's in a majority Black city, right?
Yes, sir.
And we got 2 HBCUs here in Baltimore City, 4 in the state.
Yes, sir.
What does all of that mean for Black businesses like yours?
Well, what that means for us is there's an opportunity for us to promote our products and services and to make money and give folks that haven't been to Baltimore an opportunity to see what we do here. For me, it's going to be an opportunity for them to taste the great food that we offer. We're going to be doing entertainment that week. The Wednesday, I have house music. Thursday, we have poetry. Friday, live entertainment. Saturday, there's going to be a DJ and lots of activity. So, and if you haven't paid attention, downtown is pretty dead. My restaurant is in downtown Baltimore, and ever since COVID, all the government entities have been shut down, so there's not a lot of foot traffic. So what we're hoping to do is to capitalize on that foot traffic that week. The Royal Farm Arena is probably 3 or 4 blocks from my restaurant. So we're hoping that those folks that are coming down for the games, when the games are over or before the games, will come and patronize my establishment.
Right. And Donnie, let me just add, CIAA has been in the Carolinas for years. And the reason that they moved it out of, they wanted to try to move it out of the Carolinas was CIAA, there were so many parties and so many things going on that CIAA wasn't making any money. And so nobody was going to the games. Everybody was coming down to Charlotte, enjoying the festivities, bringing hundreds and hundreds of thousands to that area. So now the community was in the restaurants were making money, but CIAA themselves, which is featuring some of the these HBCUs, they were not receiving any of those funds. You have, and it's a conference. The conference that we have with schools in this area are Lincoln and Bowie. They are part of that CIAA conference who will be competing in that tournament. So I give it to Jack Young. He went down there and made a play to bring it to Baltimore, and literally it took Charlotte by storm, where they didn't realize that they were going to actually move it. But now CIAA tried to put a lot of things in place that they will be able to make money, which means before you can actually be part of the CIAA event, you had to go through a whole different process. And the deadline was 90 days out, which was the Friday after Thanksgiving, which a lot of local businesses didn't do. And so when they went through this process to get approved by Visit Baltimore, what started happening was CIAA started blocking out even some of the local businesses and local promoters, because what they did was they started running their own events and making the hurdles extremely hard for those individuals that were in Baltimore, and for the intended purpose of why it actually came to Baltimore, to help a Black area. And so now you're seeing that a lot of these promoters and groups are getting very heated that are from Baltimore, because they're making it that much harder for those groups. And so right now, I'm meeting constantly.
You gotta have to slow down. You said CIAA left the South because they weren't making money.
Right, exactly.
So they bring the same setup here to Baltimore, and their goal is to make money. And so I think I'm hearing you say, in order for them to make money, nobody else can make money.
But see, I think what they,
that's the question.
What they did was they put so many bureaucratic hurdles that, and don't get me wrong, everybody's being extremely, they're working around the process, where you'll see a lot of stuff that's going on in Baltimore, but you won't see, you got to go through the process to get it put up on the Visit Baltimore site. You got to go, you can't use the CIAA name on anything that you put on. All those things that they're putting in place to try to make it harder. But let me make it clear, there are a lot of events outside of the CIAA that are doing very, very well. You have the chicken and beer on Thursday with Safari. You have, a lot of different events that's coming in. That's to say, okay, you know what? We're not going to worry about going on Visit Baltimore. We're not going to worry about putting the CIAA logo. We're just going to create our events, and we're going to put it out there, and we're going to let people know we're here. And what that has done is the intentions of just working with the local promoters and allowing them to do that. What they ended up doing was trying to create their own events. They locked down every hotel. They had a partnership with Marriott. So they had all the Marriott hotels, which means if anybody wanted to do something in the Marriott, you had to go to the CIAA and pay certain money. And this is really sad. And I say that because most of the people.
What's sad?
What's sad is that if you met with the local promoters and allowed them to do what they need to do, we have no problem, and I'm still doing it, making all the necessary donations to the CIAA overall. because we believe in its cause. Like I said, both Tony and I are all about the education of our people, and we're both about the technology. But we live here in Baltimore. We are business owners in Baltimore. We pay business our taxes to Baltimore. We should be the ones that should be reaping, not CIAA throwing a bunch of events in Baltimore. It's not cool.
It's okay. So, Tony, because I'm a little fuzzy. It's like they moved the problem to another location without fixing the problem.
Well, they felt let me make it clear. They feel like they fixed the problem because they're owning all the quote unquote official events. So they feel that now, and so now
where before they didn't own all of the events.
They had no say, to the point where you go to the games and nobody was showing up. Like you go to everybody came down for the party and not for the CIAA itself, the event.
Tony, how would you remedy that situation?
Well,
because you don't want to ostracize the community, and you certainly can't ostracize the businesses that maintain. You guys maintain Baltimore through pandemics. Mm-hmm. I don't see either one of you crying for this or that. I know you to be way makers. Mm-hmm. Because you serve an awesome God, and you're just going to find a way. You're business types, you're hustler types. So I'm seeing a lack of synergy between the municipality, Baltimore City, CIAA, and the business community. There's a lack of synergy, and considering it's Black folks, I can only imagine the nuances and the attitudes. You know, I would have an attitude.
Well, you had Ed had, if you listen to Ed, one of the things Ed probably did not say is we work behind the scene collaborative. What we're not out to do is to tear down the whole concept and the whole initiative of what CIAA is about. But what Ed has done, I'm going to give Ed the credit. He's had spearheaded collaborative efforts among restaurant owners of other businesses so that we could make the whole thing work by establishing partnerships. You also heard Ed say he supports it. He's contributed funds to it. So I'm going to give Ed the credit for reaching out to me 2 years ago and talking about how we can make this work. So amongst the businesses that are going to be working or looking to generate some revenue and also some exposure during that opportunity, during that period, we're looking at things like transportation and and Ed mentioned hotels being locked down. Ed, I didn't hear you talk about the things that you've locked down.
That's right. So Ed,
give a little more insight as to what you've been working on in partnership with myself and others.
Right. So let me lay it out. So they put this process in place, but because I had my ear to the ground, I followed the process. So did I actually get my paperwork in before on that Friday before November Thanksgiving? I did. And did I get approval from Visit Baltimore to put my events up? I did. But then what I started doing was bringing in local vendors to help support the event. So there's a couple of things that we have in place. And everything that we're doing is really about different things within Baltimore. And I kind of lay that out. One, I was able to lock down 1840 Plaza. I don't know if you know, it's right across the street from the Port Discovery. So I was able to lock down for Friday and Saturday, the whole place, including the courtyard, including the hotel rooms.
Has it been open any time lately?
It's normally there for weddings. So normally I had to go through the hurdle of allowing them to allow us to actually, get the place because they don't allow promoters. So I had to pretty much say, here are the nonprofit organizations that I'm supporting to be able to do that. And here are the different events that we're using. So on Friday we have if you ever go to meetthelegends.com, you'll see we have an event with Charles Oakley, one of the CIAA Hall of Famers, who will be in town, and he's going to actually be hosting our event Friday. We also have from the DC area, the Bowie area, we have Dominique the Diva. She will be hosting it. On Saturday, we have two things. We have a tribute to the Bismarck E Foundation. So we have actually nobodyforgetthebiz.com. And with that, we have the Juice Crew, who will be performing before they go over to Ram's Head. They will be Roxanne Shante, Big Daddy Kane. All of them would be at 1840 during the day party. At night, for all the, and this I think this is historic in nature, is because we have what we call the 1911party.com. And that's the brothers of Omega Psi Phi and the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. Their foundations are actually throwing an event that night. So we use the Theta Mu Mu Foundation, which is the Baltimore Friendship Foundation, the Pi Omega Foundation, and including the Columbia Foundation out of the Tau Pi chapter is the Brothers of Omega Psi Phi, and then the Kappa Alpha Psi Baltimore Alumni Association. So all of these groups are coming together. Now, one of the things that made it clear was when we went to 1840, they said the requirements to do this is you have to use one of our caterers. But they didn't have a list of many black caterers. So what they did was we have Exquisite Catering, which is known as the Crab Queen, who's going to help us. Now, let me tell you what Tony Randall, where I'm bringing him in. We also were able to secure all that weekend from Sunday to from Thursday to Sunday. We were able to secure Maker's Mark to sponsor an event. We was able to secure Escobar Cigars with Nas. Also, we have another cigar vendor, and all of those individuals will be at our private location. If you remember where you had your Be More Inc., everything will be there, and that's going to be catered by our friends at Next Phaze Cafe. So we've created our own ecosystem outside of CIAA, but we've done it in the right way, and the money is going to, one, these organizations' foundations, and two, we've also have a project where we're actually looking to build green space development right off Baker and Eddington, where we can actually start hiring these individuals in technology. So
I'm sorry, you said Baker and Eddington?
Eddington. Yep.
What is that?
So that area there's a group, and you probably know her. Her name is Katrina Leonard. And she's been leading a workforce development program where she's getting the city from this land from the city to build all these green spaces regarding jobs for the future. And so we've been right that whole area between Baker and Eddington. It's almost 20-something acres.
Baker and Eddington.
That's right. Look it up. And so that's
where I don't know where it is.
That's right. I want to say it's right by the Reservoir Hill area. Upwards in that north.
Reservoir Hill.
Yes.
Okay, Reservoir Hill.
Reservoir Hill. And so there's a project that so everything that we're doing, we applaud what CIAA is doing, because one, we also are tying in young men who want to come to the game. We want to bring people and expose them to HBCUs to haven't been exposed to HBCUs ever. But now we're trying to work on how do we get group tickets to take them. They're only selling packages of $200 for the 7-game package, which we're trying to figure out how to raise that money so we can take at least 15 to 20 youth within Baltimore to expose them to this. So we're trying to,
Pardon my ignorance, but it sounds like now, who are the entities involved in the pulling together of this CIAA? Obviously, someone from CIAA.
Yes. Yep.
And then obviously Visit Baltimore.
That is correct. And then there should be someone within the mayor's office.
Okay, but also there should be some type of local business advisory committee.
I don't know if that happened. I don't know if that happened.
Time out. With someone like you. Because what I'm not hearing is where the local business person has a voice at the table. And I say that because we often reiterate on this show how Baltimore is so anti-business. I remember times when Baltimore City would give fines to local businesses because some trash was out front, a trash bag that maybe someone had dropped off, and they fine local businesses. Where I look downtown, I look over at the Avenue Market, and when the meter maid comes through, I mean, you got to step through addicts, drug dealers, duck getting shot, and then okay, you forget to pay the meter. Can you imagine getting a $32 ticket after surviving a visit to the Avenue Market? I'm just saying, all of these things, they pay people to coordinate what you did, Ed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, we're looking forward. I think it's going to be a great weekend. I think it's going to be a great show for Baltimore. Baltimore needs it, and you know, you have.
But Ed, we have all of these African Americans in prominent positions, and I'm just not understanding this lack of synergy in 2022. I mean, this is the age of smartphones and Oculus goggles. We can't make sure the local Black businesses get a piece of the pie. I mean, isn't that what Marion Barry was all about?
Oh,
isn't that what Wayne Curry was all about?
Yeah. Yes,
Maynard Jackson,
yes.
Atlanta, Hartsfield.
Yes, you hit it right on the head.
Wow.
And like I said, and your connections have been just awesome. I keep saying that everybody that you connected me to, I'm still in connection with. I was actually had lunch last night with Monique. You remember the lady who was still trying to find her identity? Was
I am the ancestor.
That's right. That's right. And so
works at R.E. Harrington.
That's right. Smith. That's right. That's right. So she's been awesome. She's actually going to do some stuff during that weekend.
Well, let's just say this. She works at the largest minority underground vendor here in the city of Baltimore, R.E. Harrington.
You're right. That's exactly where she is.
So I'm saying you have all of the people at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, what is this ism that keeps the people at the top of the boat from effectively communicating with the people at the bottom of the boat?
Well, I mean, I live in Baltimore all my life. It's called Baltimore. I mean, you know where that can change. And I want to emphasize what we're not saying is you get people like Ed, and I don't want to, make Ed sound like a superhero, but he really is. And
you both are.
Yeah, well, you can say that, but the thing is, you can look at the problem and complain about the problem, or you can do something about solving the problem. And that's what we are. We're both IT folks. We have a background in IT folks. We're both community folks. We like helping young people. So I think what you've been hearing Ed say all along is we're listening and we're on the ground paying attention to what's happening. We know what our surroundings are. We know what people don't do and what they do. So we just focus on what we can do and keep moving forward without tearing up the system that's in place, because that's the problem in Baltimore. People want to tear down. And guess what happens? You divide us, you separate us. We don't get anything done. You heard me use the word collaborative effort quite often during this conversation, because that's how we work. That's how you get things moving forward. That's how you make things happen. You don't try to be part of the problem. Be the solution to the problem, and that is bring the Black business together that were, let's say, outside of the loop into the loop. I mean, Ed has been just. I mean, we should put Ed in the office.
Well, the danger in that is
we should vote for Ed Hill and
the people we vote for should help empower Ed Hill, because I would be afraid to lose him from a business perspective, only to go over there into politics. And Lord knows that's just unappreciated, ungrateful. And I don't want him. It took him too long to build these businesses. I remember when Ed was up on Garrison Boulevard.
4500 Garrison.
Yeah, and the vision.
I remember
of training our young people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't do the business and he took it over there to politics, I'm more comfortable with them being in business, much more.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of time, when you look at the government entities, there's how can I say this? They're not always in tune to the business aspect of how things work from an economic development perspective. And if you don't integrate the business things with the social things all in one pot, something's going to get left out. And Black businesses are often left out. If we are not at the table.
I don't understand that, Tony. Tony, I've been working with you for 15 years. Oh,
yes, sir.
Going back to Howard Street.
Yes,
and
sir.
We've always allowed elected officials to come through and to be a part, but their goal was to hear what the business owners need and serve them.
I agree.
I can't read this to Baltimore County. Ed, you almost went to Baltimore County, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
Or you were there for a second.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I lived there, but I was almost getting ready to open the Baltimore County business, and I was saying,
Yep,
we can't afford to lose him.
Same here.
So I don't get what we don't get.
Like I said, and you got it. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but there's we got a lot of things these officials are dealing with in Baltimore City.
No. This is an election year, June 28th. So let's just make it clear: if you're Black and you're running for office, don't unapply. But if you're applying for this, understand what comes with the territory. Because we don't want you to get in there and say, oh, they're messing with me because I'm Black, because I'm beautiful, because I'm famous. No, going in the door, they're going to be messing with you. So to have your T's crossed, your I's dotted, and that if you go poking the bear, you better have some insurance coverage. So you don't wear one of those orange jumpsuits at the end. Because they have no problem. Did you see that Black man go on television and say that he should be locked up? Well, I just want to let you know. Yeah, the arsonist guy.
Okay.
Now, I just want to let you know, America has 5% of the world's population. We have 25% of the world's inmates. The only other nation on earth that locks up more Black people than America is their cousins across the pond, the British. But if you're Black and in America, they have no problem accommodating you with an orange jumpsuit. So we got to stay out of that fold. I'm very proud of you. Ed, I need to hear some menu items that will be coming forth because Tony brags that he has the best crab cake.
And I'm not. I will not. Tony has the best crab cake. It's so funny because I actually go over there to just get a crab cake.
Damn right.
Yeah,
you learn.
His food is exceptional. That's why I stayed in the area of bar food and not in the field of that comfort food that Tony puts together. I mean, like you go to get the greens and the macaroni and cheese from Tony's area. You come over here, to our place and you're gonna get the burgers, the chicken wings, and the
bar food.
The bar. And then we do some po' boys. We have actually a shrimp and a fish po' boy, and our whiting and swai fish is pretty much between our chicken wings and our whiting. We get more people coming over all the time. That's what they come for.
Well, I got to tell you, and I really want you to bring this one home for me, Tony. There's one thing he didn't miss that he didn't mention. It's not just the location. It's not just the live entertainment that you have throughout the week, I need you to say something about the customer service. What's that lady name? You know, the tall one.
You talk about Candy.
Tell them about the customer service and how Candy and of course Mika, your daughter, and
well, customer service. Customer service, technically speaking, if you really think about it, the first experience the customer is going to have when they come into a venue is whoever that person is that they speak with. They need to know the menu. They need to make them feel comfortable. And I'm going to call Candy's name out. She's that person. She makes you feel at home. I mean, because we're in downtown Baltimore, we have many of the elected officials and some movers and shakers come into the restaurant all the time. And when they come in, they don't feel that they're in some foreign location. So we aim to make certain that even you, Donnie, when you come down, Ed, when you come down, feel like you're at home. That's the key, because we want you to feel that way. And because we're a scratch kitchen, everything is cooked from scratch. You're not going to come in the Next Phaze and get a quick meal, even though we have a quick service side of the business. It's going to take a little moment because things are being cooked. So we want to kind of give you a little bit of entertainment from our staff when you come into the restaurant. So that's very, very, very important. And and if we don't, we want you to call us back and tell us where we failed you, and we'll make up for it. We'll give you a free crab cake.
Okay, I'm gonna just say it's bad, just so I give me a free crab cake. It was awesome. My last visit was bad.
You got it.
And I want you to, Ed, where are you originally from?
So I'm, like I said, my family's from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm.
Hold up, I didn't hear you, Donnie. For some reason your voice.
Yeah, he was saying where am I from? Like I said, my family is, my mother's from Birmingham, my father's from Wilmington, North Carolina, and I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York.
There we go. So they don't share any food in New York City. Your whole family will starve. They'll give you liquor your whole visit, but a morsel of food. But that's not happening.
And I guess that's, like I said, my mother's from Birmingham, so our house was the house. Like she had 5 brothers and sisters, and the first cousin that had 7 brothers and sisters, and they all migrated to New York around the same time. So
y'all were fighting over food, man.
I can remember growing up in this 2-bedroom apartment, and everybody's there because mom cooked on Sunday, and everybody came through. That's what we grew up in the Bronx.
What I'm getting to is the need for us business owners to stick together. That's really what I'm getting to.
That's the key thing. That's a key thing.
I mean, because again, and I'm going to put these names out there. You've got Visit Baltimore. You've got Downtown Partnership.
And I'm going to tell you, from Visit Baltimore.
Hold up, Mr. Ed. You got Greater Baltimore Black Chamber of Commerce. You got the Baltimore City Chamber of Commerce. You got all of these various entities that are to serve the business community. But my concern is that Baltimore is anti-business.
Well, I do want to give a shout out, because one of the most helpful persons in Visit Baltimore for me has been Bon Whiting. Like, when I call him, he picks up the phone. When I ask him what's going on, what do I need to do, he's right on it. So I will be.
And Visit Baltimore, look, a Black man runs that entity, right?
Yes. Yep.
Mr. Al Hutchinson.
Al Hutchinson, that's right.
Has he been helpful as a Black man in helping Black businesses?
I haven't had the fortune to meet Al Hutchinson, but like I said, Bon Whiting has been supportive.
Why?
I do everything through Bon.
Oh, okay.
Bon is my contact.
I just say, because I see these different guys on television, and they give me the impression that they talk to an Ed Hill or Tony Randall, and I'm kind of not feeling that same thing from you. I'm sensing that we've left Jordan on the bench, as I tell a lot of these politicians. You're leaving Jordan on the bench and you're down 12 points with 20 seconds. How do you win?
Right.
Take him off the bench.
Let's get him in there.
Game.
Okay. Well, how can people support you First of all, Ed Hill, and then we'll go to Tony. Let's get all of your math and information out there. I'm proud of both of you. You both have been real supportive. And Ed, I know I can be, a bit bullish at times, but I promise at the end of the day, you're going to benefit. We're going to bring you good people.
Right. So,
hey, Tony, have you seen that building over there, 4 South Central?
I am a member.
He is a member. So let me tell you what
it's about working together. Me and Ed, you don't have to tell us to work together. Right. It's in our spirit. It's in our DNA. We do it naturally. Yeah, I'm a member of that entity.
Yeah. So let me lay it out. So right now we have Friends Grill, which is located at 737 Carroll Street.
He told me only private members could come over Central Avenue, and he told me that I wasn't. I didn't. No.
Let me finish. And you can always go to friendsgrill.net, and you'll be able to see the location. Also, Be More Inc. is really our parent company. You can always reach us at 888-41-BE-MORE. That's 412-6673. And then our newest venture is just to speak to, like I said, everything you say, Donnie, it resonates with me. I created a members only really for business people in the city. It's not about making money. It's about us getting together, connecting, and having a safe place to have those conversations. That's located at 4 South Central Avenue, right on the corner of Central and Baltimore. It used to be an old library. These are, and that's me opening my house to individuals to say, let's get together, let's talk, what's going on in Baltimore, let's have real conversations. Just this weekend, so I want to say what the CIAA, what we're having is on Friday, we have Charles Oakley at 1840 Plaza. That's Friday. On Saturday, we have a house party on the second floor, the Biz Markie tribute with Big Daddy Kane, and the day party. And at night, we have the 1911 party that night. And then all during the weekend, we're opening just almost like a membership drive at 4 South Central, where we have cigar sponsors and liquor sponsors, where everything is free. And then we're going to be providing food with Next Phaze Cafe from Sunday to Thursday at that location. So that's what we have going on with Be More Inc.
Now, is this information going to be posted on bemorenews.com?
I will actually make sure all of this information is posted on bemorenews.com.
Good move. We'll try to help.
Okay.
Credit to the 5 or 6 people you don't know in Baltimore.
That's right.
Come on, Tony Randall, what you got for us, babe?
Okay, well, we're located 112 East Lexington Street, nextphazecafe.com. That's nextphazecafe.com. Phone number is 410-449-3232. As Ed had mentioned, we are partnering with him on a number of things during that week. Our restaurant, because we are located downtown, a few blocks from the Royal Farm Arena, we will be open for business, and we're gonna do what we do. And that is, we're going to give you the best soul food, Southern food, Monday through Sunday, because I think people will be coming in town. There'll be some activity at the Royal Farm Theater actually on Monday. So we feel that people are going to want to come out and have something to eat. We're going to start our entertainment on Wednesday. We'll have a DJ doing some house music. We do an open mic on Thursday. We're going to have a woman who's a beautiful singer, Songbird, on that Friday. And we'll be all over town because we are not just a venue to come and partake in food. We cater, and so we'll be catering with Ed. There's a Black History Month activity that's actually happening that Saturday at the Arena Players. We'll be catering that. So we're going to do what we do. And I think what the listening audience needs to recognize is you have 2 restaurant owners speaking, 2 IT folks speaking. And you heard us say nothing but how we are working together. So when I can get a lead on something and get Ed involved, I do. That's why he's on this show. When Ed can do the same thing, he does. And that's how you make things happen, Donnie. You don't keep things a secret. Baltimore's a little like a secret town.
Yeah. You talking about that VIP
place over here. Secrets, man. We're putting it out there. We're
talking about them VIP Black people.
See, you They're not gonna call names and throw darts at people, man.
I'm the host. I can say that. The VIP section.
You sure can. So anyway, as
when they get in trouble, and then they want everybody. Oh, I couldn't come in here first. But now your name all up in the Sun paper. Now you want me to come in there.
Hey,
I want to thank you both for supporting my part of the Black ecological business system, the media.
Yes, sir.
So often, I don't want to read about what's happening in our community on outlets that don't really care about our community. We want, just like you want, I want people serving good food like Miss Candy with love in there, or going to 4 South Central Avenue, a Black-owned venue that's beautiful inside. We want Be More News and other Black Black journalists, Black news outlets to be a part of telling this story, the good part. But here's a very important question before I let you go. How do we get better for next year? How do we minimize the red tape? Because again, as stated early on, I find that in Baltimore, it's the people at the top of the ship that are not communicating with the people at the bottom of the ship, and therefore is this lack of communication. Or they'll send in somebody from some other community to our community to speak to us, and that leaves me feeling a certain kind of way, because I don't even know you, lady or gentleman. So how do we, maybe there's a meeting after the meeting.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And
definitely do a recap. What went well, what didn't, and like I said, we still CIAA is contractually in Baltimore at least until next year. So my thing was I was going to jump in the fray. This wasn't about a moneymaker for me this year. It was about laying the groundwork to make sure we become tighter for next year.
I want to share this one piece of wisdom, not just with you, but for anybody watching that's concerned about the city of Baltimore. And this is what you two have done. My dad said it best. He said, with a closed hand, nothing gets in and nothing gets out. With an open hand, there are endless possibilities. The moral to the story is to help somebody. I've watched both of you work collaboratively, help people, hire people that might not get a shot elsewhere, concerned about our young Black men in particular. But again, there are people with more resources, including elected officials, who ought to be right there. One thing we do not seem to get, we think we can just pull a lever on election day and that's it. And that's not even really the beginning, but we have to do more than just vote for Ed for mayor or Ed for governor. We have to financially support him. We have to get his cell number. We have to call him and not just say, hey, Ed, I need you to do something. How about, Ed, hey, I got a donation for you. We have to financially support him. We have to engage him. We have to send him emails. We think we can just pull a lever, vote for Obama, and a magic wand is coming. You agree?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
You always say it well.
Absolutely. Hey, so Donnie, we just want to thank you for bringing issues like this to the forefront. I think that what this doesn't happen enough in the media. We hear about crime, and not that I'm defending any specific or any elected official, but they're surrounded by those topics because the media puts all the emphasis and all the focus on that. So it makes it a little difficult for them to do their job sometimes. And I think, as you mentioned, we need to have a forum where we talk about how we can solve the problem. Let's solve the problem collectively. Let's work together, and let's not tear down the system that's in place. All right. If people are in office that shouldn't be there, vote for the next person. Vote for the person that you believe is going to help you get there. So get out and, make some noise. Do something. Do something, people. Do something. Don't sit home in your chair and do the same thing that you've been doing last year if it ain't working today. So vote for the people that you believe are going to help change things in the way they need to be. and then be collaborative in your community with people that you believe you can help, even if it's just helping the kid next door.
And I also want to say to African Americans who are in position, whether it's mayor, whether it's director of visiting or what have you, in this Black History Month, there are no excuses. When I think of the state of Maryland and a Harriet Tubman, she wasn't about making excuses. Frederick Douglass, he wasn't about making excuses. And so we don't want to hear excuses. We want to hear solutions. They were about solutions, and we should know that our people deserve the absolute best. When I see Ed Hill, I know he expects perfection. He expects Black excellence from me. Doni expects excellence. Hey, I need to get this out. Yes, sir. And all he wants to hear, it's done. Done. That's the
you know, and like I said, last thing, just Donnie, people know the value of Baltimore. I don't think the people within Baltimore know the value of Baltimore. There are so many people coming here. They're slowly in crowd. People coming from DC,
other places.
We are, and it just drives me crazy. Like I said,
yes,
Baltimore is on the cusp of doing something really, really big. And I just don't, and I think the officials know it, but the people within Baltimore City do not realize what they're sitting on. And once they open their eyes, it's going to be a great thing. It's going to be a great thing.
And I'm glad you hit that, Ed. That's something I see often, even in real estate. You know, I do real estate for flip houses and own houses. And one of the things I see in the neighborhoods where I'm working is people from outside of Baltimore, like tearing down Caroline Street in the Olive community, building right next door to me. I don't even know these people, and they see the value of Baltimore.
But we wanted to move. We wanted to move. We wanted to move. Hey, listen, the lady says she wants to live in Owings Mills. She doesn't want to live on Druid Hill. She doesn't want to live in Reservoir Hill. Owings Mills.
That's because we don't talk about the good things that happen in Baltimore. Turn the television on right now to any channel and tell me what you're going to hear about. You're going to hear about elected officials.
Fox talking about Theroux. How Fox keep putting Theroux up? Wasn't he the one trading state secrets?
Exactly. That's my whole point, Donnie. So the media, unlike you, are not portraying the jewels because you know why? Because sometimes people think that they can create this whole myth of what Baltimore is so that we will go to Owings Mill and other places. Now, mind you, I'm born and raised in Baltimore, Dunbar graduate, Morgan graduate. All my businesses are in Baltimore. I don't live in Baltimore, but I own real estate in Baltimore. I believe in Baltimore. Everything that I do is in Baltimore. And I can name some streets in Baltimore, Barclay Street, right near Johns Hopkins, the Abel community. Beautiful place. I was raised there. Do you hear talk about those places? No. So there are little pockets of space in Baltimore that haven't been tapped. We don't talk about them, and we talk about these other places. Why? Because that's the myth that people want to create so that you don't invest in Baltimore, so that you don't come to Baltimore, so that you don't build business in Baltimore. Then you're going to wake up tomorrow, and it's not going to belong to you.
Nope.
It'll belong to someone else. So get your hat on, get your shoes, get your construction cap, start building, go out into your community, support your communities. You had talk about it. Nonprofit organizations, we support them all the time. We need to support the people that are doing the right thing. And stop talking about the people that aren't doing the right thing. That's wasted energy.
Ed Hill,
solve the problem.
Tony Randall, thank you for reiterating what we call at Morgan State University political economy, the interrelationship of politics and economics. If your vote isn't translating into dollars for your community, then vote another way. Vote for somebody else. Vote for someone who will listen, who will help you grow your business.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We're about to tune in to William Honolulu with BlackUSA.News Morning Show. Thank you for your ongoing support for years. And I need a crab cake.
All right, you got it. 112 East Lexington Street.
See you later. Bye now.
449-3232. Come get one.